Hello everyone, Tom here and welcome to episode 2 of the Rangers Revival. Now today we have a game against Dumbarton in the Scottish Championship, but before that we have a little bit of recapping to do. But firstly, I'd just like to say a big thank you to all the support I had on episode 1. Lots of comments, lots of likes, lots of suggestions and people excited to see the series, so I'm really happy that you guys are interested in this. It makes all this kind of worth doing, and please keep it up throughout the rest of the series. That would be awesome if you could. Now, as you may see from the league table, things aren't looking amazing for Rangers at the moment. For a team predicted to walk this league, we're currently 4 points off our main rivals for the league in Hibernian. How that's happened, I will show you now. As you can see, we lost our first game live. As you saw, we lost versus St Mirren, and it didn't get much better afterwards. We had a game against Alloa, and it was a frustrating game. So you can see it's one we dominated. They scored with their only shot on target, and they actually took a James Tavernier penalty to get us a point there. And leaving Alloa with a point was really disappointing, and we should have taken all three. Now, next up, we had a game in the Training Cup second round, which is the competition the board don't care about, and that's lucky that they don't care about it because we lost 2-1 to Queen of the South. Nathan Adua put us 1-0 up, and then Lewis Kidd and Liam Coogans knocked us out of the cup. We then played Hibernians. We played them at home. We played them at Ibrox, and we smashed them 3-0, and it was a perfect performance. You know, we had Andy Halliday score, the defender. Danny Mulling grabbed a couple, and we didn't dominate, but we took our chances, and that's something we haven't been doing in the other games. But it's a statement of intent that we can beat them. It's just it's unfortunate we've been dropping points against the lesser teams in this division. Next up, Scottish League Cup second round match against Livingston, and we beat them 4-1. Goals from Jason Holt, Dean Shields, Barry Mackay, and Craig Halkett scoring. Yeah, another good performance and a good victory there. We then kept up the winning run. We got our own back on Queen of the South, beating them 2-0 away from home. Craig Sibbald and Nathan Adua with the goals there. Another game, we bossed it. They didn't have a shot on target, thankfully. They probably would have scored it if they did. Next up was a 3-1 victory against Wraith Rovers. I believe it's Wraith Rovers. It is. Gideon Zelalem got the first goal of the game on the 50. Well, the first goal for us of the game. We went 1-0 down against them. John Daly put them ahead 10 minutes in before Zelalem equalised. We then had 2 goals from substitute Nathan Adua, which rounded off the victory and maybe made it look like a better win than it was. We were poor in this game, and it's kind of been a theme despite winning a lot of some games now. We haven't looked good in them. And as you'll see in the next game, that came back to bite us with a 1-1 draw against Livingston, a team we had previously beaten 4-1. It took us to the 76th minute to go ahead in this one, Danny Mullen getting the goal in the 76th minute, and then Liam Buchanan scored in the 79th minute to make it 1-1. And as you can see from the stats, we didn't dominate the possession, but we dominated the chances, and they scored from their only shot on target. We need to learn to take our chances, score them, and we'll be alright. We'll be thrashing teams in this league. I mean, the amount of injuries we've got, they aren't helping. As you can see, he's been out, John Thompson's been out. All of these players down here are only just coming back. David Templeton's still out for another 4 months. So we're relying on our backup players a lot. And even though they're good enough for the division, they're not as good as some of the players who are injured. Now, it's not to say players haven't done well. Nathan Adua's come in and done well at times. Striker Danny Mullen has done well at times. But it's not really the quality that someone like, Martin Waghorn would bring to the side. Thankfully, he's back in 3 days, but he's not back for today's game. Now, before I move on, we'll just show you the league table quickly. As you can see, we're 4 points off Hibernian. We've got to get a winning streak going, and hopefully this is going to be the start of it against Livingston, and Dumbarton rather, who are also on 11 points. Now, there was a player a lot of people mentioned in the comments, or 2 people mentioned him in the comments, and he is being scouted currently. If we have a look, where is he? It's not Jefferson. It is Jason Cummings from Hibs, and you're recommending him, saying he's really good. Looking at him, yes, he is really good. Unfortunately, I wasted my money on Mullen. So he's going to have to wait. We're scouting him. They know we're interested. The board won't fund the transfer yet, but hopefully we can fund and move for him either in January or next season. He is a player I will be looking to pick up. He is young, he is Scottish, and he looks flipping amazing for this league. Having said that though, let's get on into the game. We've got a big game here against Dumbarton. We're away. Now, just seeing, we're going to chuck Halliday in there for Law. And just seeing if there's any other changes I want to make to the starting lineup. Mullin's going to start over at Dua. And Shields is going to start in place of Kenny Miller. And hopefully that'll be enough to pull us through this. I'm actually going to do one more change. We're going with wing backs on attack. You may think I'm crazy, but they are very, very powerful in this game. Which means we could potentially... No, we'll leave them as they are. And we'll actually change Mullin to the advanced forward. I've been tinkering with the tactic. I haven't done any player instructions for this lineup. More so because I don't feel it's necessary at this level. I've just given limited team instruction and given them a certain amount of creative freedom to do what they want with it. In the save I've got with POK, I'm really heavy on the player instructions. It's working really well, but the level I've got them at is a much higher level than I've got Rangers at the moment. So maybe when we're a few seasons into this, we can, you know, up the level. Tactical. We'll up the tactics and see, make sure we'll make them expect more from the tactics, or expect more from the players. Get them to do more with the ball and follow more instructions. Bloody hell. That was a pain in the arse to say. Right, I'm going to be assertive, the lads. And we're the favourites. Not reaction, so we'll get the old standard reaction out of them. I didn't even click it then. Come on. There we go. And Mullin, well done. Okay. So the good thing is, if we can pick up that youngster you lot are talking about, as my widgets have resized, we could have Mullin as a decent backup to him, and we have two decent Scottish strikers in our ranks, but it's signing the lad from Hibernians first. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, Mackay on the ball here into Mullin, into Holt, Holt into Zelalem. You've got to score that, Gedeon. That's an example of us wasting a clear-cut chance. But we've got another chance here. Wallace into Gedeon Zelalem. Wallace again. Oh, we'll go back to Halliday. Oh, he's at the bar, and it's retrieved by the goalkeeper. We could easily be winning here, and we haven't taken either chance. The second one, that long shot, obviously it's not a clear-cut chance, but that Zelalem one was. It's a shame it didn't fall to the striker. Hibs are winning, so we've got to keep up. We've got to keep behind them. They're not even struggling, Hibs. Come on, boys. Half hour gone. Tavernier into Holt. Down to Tavernier. Get the ball in. Shields, get in there. 1-0 Rangers, and we're up. What was that, 14 points? 14 points. So we're still 4 points behind Hibs, but it's still too early to really think anyone's going to run more times. So, you know. But here's the goal. Holt plays out wide to Tavernier. Tavernier whips it in with his left foot, and who's that? That is Shields. The man that ball in for Kenny Miller scores the goal. 1-0 Rangers. Get in. Okay. Now, another goal before half-time would be good, but I'll be quite happy to see this through to half-time at 1-0 now. Give us something to build on at the half-time interval. Oh, there's a chance here. Fotheringham with the goal kick. He launches it long towards Shields. He brings it down. Perfect. Well done. Into Zelalem. Into Mullin. Look at the man out wide. It's Mackay. Oh, the poor first touch, and you've lost the ball. But Tavernier with the cross. Oh, it's headed away. Halliday. Come on, boy. Holt. Back to Halliday. Into Tavernier. Tavernier. Come on. It's a cross in. Zelalem scores. 2-0 Rangers. And we look set for our first victory live on camera of the series, which would be lovely. But again, it's James Tavernier. I changed him to a wing back, and all of a sudden he's doing damage in the final third. This time setting up Zelalem. And maybe we can build on this and go on a good streak. As you can see, we've had 10 shots, but only 3 on target, which is a concern. But we're winning. I'm going to tell him not to get complacent, which they seem to like. Danny Wilson's looking complacent. I don't want that from a defender. And I'm just going to have a quick little look at the Dumbarton average positions when they do not have the ball. So as you can see, they're very, very narrow. If we look at their heat map, they're spending a lot of time in the centre and a lot of time in their own box, which I say would be a testament to us putting pressure on them. So we can look to continue to do what we're doing, really, because we're having a lot of joy down these wings, and that's the heat map just reaffirms the fact that that's why our goals are coming there, because they're so narrow. Anyway, Second half kicks off. It's Dumbarton 0, Rangers 2, as Ball does very well there. Come on, lads, let's get a third, fourth and fifth. Let's really thrash this lot. Okay, 55 minutes gone. Not a lot's going on yet. Okay. What's going on? Dumbarton with a change. Nothing to write home about. Okay, 62 minutes gone. Nothing's really happened. Looking at fitness levels, I don't want to get too many injuries. So we're bringing off Mullin and bringing on Nathan Adua. And we're also going to take off Holt and bring on Nicky Law, just because they're the two low on fitness, and we'll save the third sub just in case. Maybe we'll make that one about the 80th minute, just to give someone a little bit of a rest, you know. It's important to rest players, especially when you're playing in lower leagues. Right, so this has been a dead second half compared to the first half. It's 71 minutes gone and nothing's happened in the second half at all, which in a way is fine for me, because, you know... Oh god, who am I going to take off here? Shields can go in the middle, and we'll bring on Ed just to get him some match fitness. Yeah, this is fine for me. I don't care how big we win by, really, as long as we win. And if we're seeing this through, as you can see, we've had 10, 11 shots in the second half. Only 3 of them on target, though. But hopefully we can get a third goal here. It'd be nice just to put a little bit of polish on the result. There's Wallace on the ball here into Law. Out wide to Wallace. Wallace, come on, boy. Whip it in. Mackay. It's always a tricky one, that. They said he should have scored, but it was a tricky angle. But there's another highlight here straight afterwards. Right, he plays it out wide to Kirkpatrick. He plays it long over the top to Fleming. Fleming. Oh, he's played out wide. Oh, good save. Fotheringham. Good man. Well done. That could have been bad. If we conceded then, it would have made us a little bit edgy. But I'm quite happy to see this through now. 89 minutes. Well done. Can we get a last minute goal? No, it looks like it's going to finish Dumbarton 0, Rangers 2, and that's more like it. That's what I want to see from this lot. And it looks like those changes helped, bringing in Shields for Miller and changing the fullbacks to wingbacks works especially well for Tavernier. So let's tell him how pleased we are. As you can see, Tavernier got man of the match. But that's perfect. That's a perfect response to that disappointing result against Livingston, and it keeps us within touching distance of Hibs, who seem to be able to beat anyone, apart from us, of course. But anyway, let's leave that game, and we'll have a look at where we're coming back next time. Now, I feel like the Hibs games are really important, but I also want to get into a good section into the season. So rather than coming back for the Hibs game on the 1st of November, we're going to go all the way to Boxing Day, where we invite Hibs to Ibrox for the second time. That gives us a massive amount of fixtures to play in between wise. You'll have a massive catch up then, and then we'll have what will be, it'll kind of set the tone for how the season's going to go. Early on, everyone's still finding their form. Teams will be playing above themselves. Teams like us will be playing slightly below themselves. And by Boxing Day, we'll really see who the title challengers are. And we'll see how we're doing. It'll give us a feel for how we're doing in the league. So that's the game we're going to come back for. The Boxing Day fixture against Hibernian, which I'm very excited for. It should be a good game. So yes everyone, hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Rangers Revival. I'm sorry it was a little bit later than I anticipated. I'm going to try and get ahead on these videos and try and get Season 1 wrapped up pretty quickly, because we want to get up to the Scottish Premiership. That's where the fun starts. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe as well. That is always appreciated if anybody does that. I've been Tom, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will catch you all next time. Ta-ra.